Hi and welcome. My name is Tolan and I'm the co-founder of Productivity Me. In this video, we're going to discuss the idea of filters. We'll discuss 3 different points: how to activate filters, how to use filters, and then how to remove filters from a range or a set of data within Microsoft Excel. So with that, let's get started. If you want to follow along, go ahead and open up exercise file 06.103 and you'll be able to use the same data that we have on our spreadsheet. So currently we are using a file called employees reference sheet, or rather a spreadsheet called employees reference sheet here. And as we've used this information in the past, we have things like employee ID, full name, last name, and then some different dates with, or different information with maybe the hire date, the department, and email. So in the last couple of videos, we looked at how to insert subtotals as well as sort the data. Here, if we want to go a little level further, we can do what's called filtering. If you want to activate a filter, you would make sure that your icon or your active cell or your cursor is in the row that you want to sort, or apply the filter to. So we want to apply filters to this row because this is the row that we have our labels. So we could click anywhere in that row, then we would go, again, we're on the home tab, we'd go to the editing group, sort and filter, and then rather than choose any of these top choices, we'll choose this fourth one here, filter, which is going to allow us to select some group or subgroup of cells. We'll click that, and you'll notice these little square boxes pop up. And if we click any of these square boxes, it's essentially going to bring up a drop-down menu, which indicates that we have the ability to filter some subset of data. Now, you may notice that here in column A, it's employee's ID, which before we had the filter, it was not a problem to see that, but now we are a little bit smushed or a little bit squished. So if you want to readjust the size or the width of the individual columns, the way you could do that is come and select this icon in between the column A and column 1, this little icon here. That will select all of your cells. Then you double click between those, between any two columns and it will auto adjust the size. Then we can click off and we're ready to go. Okay, so now we have our filters, and once we have our filters activated, let's look at how to use a filter. So we have the filter activated. We can, when we click this little drop-down menu, we can sort like we did before, A to Z. We can sort Z to A. So filtering allows you to sort, but it also has a cool function where it will allow you to select some subcategory. So say that we only want to view a couple groups rather than all 4 or 5 groups. Now, if we click or uncheck this select all, then none of our groups will be selected. Then we can go ahead and say, let's only look at the customer relations people and the finance people. We'll hit OK, and it will give us just the subgroup of those individual entries. So you notice here on the left-hand side, we have row 1 showing, row 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, so on and so forth, but we have certain gaps, right? We're not showing 18, we're not showing 17. So there's individual items that are not present when we've essentially used the filter to create some subcategory. In this case, just showing the finance and the customer relations department. Now, you can activate a single filter here, or you can activate multiple filters. So you can tell that a filter is activated here because there's a little icon with the drop-down assorted, and there's a little thing that kind of looks like a funnel. If we want to say sort items based on salary, we can do this while the department filter is activated. So we could come in here and we could say we want to filter, and we want to filter a number filter. So let's say we want to find everyone that makes more than, say, $65,000. So we check here, and there's 1, 2, 3, at least 3 people that don't make more than $65,000. So if we were to go to number filter and then greater than, we could input greater than $65,000. We hit OK, and it further refines our group or our category here. So we used to have 22 entries, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 entries shown. So we've reduced our population by 2/3 approximately. So anyway, if you want to clear a filter, there's a couple of different ways to do that. If you want to clear one individual filter, you can go here and you can go to clear filter from salary. That would clear a filter. Or alternatively, you can come up to sort and filters and then click clear, and that would clear all of the filters. So again, this was just kind of a brief overview of the idea of filtering. Now we've discussed how to add a filter, how to use a filter, how to remove filters from individual items, but what if we want these little icons to be removed? If we wanted to do that, we would place our active cell on any of the columns here on row 1. We would go to sort and filter, and then we could say click filter, and that would remove the filter. So again, in this video, we looked at how to add a filter by going and coming to sort and filter. We activated that filter. Then we looked at how to sort things alphabetically with a filter. Then we looked at selecting some subcategory. In that case, I think we did customer service, customer relations, and finance. And then we wanted to use a second filter, so a numbers filter of salaries greater than 65,000. And that gave us some subset where these are all the individuals who work either in the finance department or the customer relations department and earn over $65,000. If we wanted to clear all of those filters, we could come up here and go to clear. That would automatically clear both filters, or I'm going to undo that with Control Z. If we wanted to, we could clear the filters one at a time, such as coming in here, going to clear the filter from salary, and then clear the filter from department. When we want to remove filters, we would go ahead and click on any of the individual labels that have filters on them, and we would go to sort and filter, and then click filter a second time, and that would remove the filter. So that in a nutshell, that in summary is the idea of filtering. In our next video, we're going to look at the data tool, that of text to columns, where we'll look at splitting up some text, maybe like the idea of breaking up this email address so that we have the person's first and last name. So join us for that in the next video, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.